There was only one person executed in the month of February. For the 2000 murders of James Mosqueda and Amy Kitchen, Cantu received a death sentence in Collin County. Since then, he always said he was innocent. Ivan Cantu and his girlfriend, Amy Boucher, shared an apartment close to James Mosqueda, his cousin, and Amy Kitchen, his fiancée. In accordance with Boucher's evidence, Cantu requested permission to visit Mosqueda and Kitchen's home over the phone on November 3, 2000 at 11:30 p.m. Boucher did not believe Cantu when he claimed he was going to kill them at their home. After taking his revolver with him, Ivan Cantu left his flat and then drove Kitchen's car when he returned an hour later. His face was swollen and there was something that appeared to be blood in his hair and on his pants. Cantu had the keys and IDs from Kitchen and Mosqueda. He washed himself and Boucher disposed of his bloodied trousers in the garbage. Then, Cantu and Boucher drove Kitchen's car back to the victim's home. While Cantu was searching the residence for narcotics and cash, Boucher observed the bodies of both victims through the doorway leading to the master bedroom. Cantu handed Boucher Kitchen's engagement ring. The pair took off in Mosqueda's Corvette after leaving Kitchen's car sitting in a garage. The remains were found the next evening after the couple had driven to Arkansas to see Boucher's parents. At Mosqueda and Kitchen's home, police were unable to find any signs of forced entry. After speaking with Cantu's mother, police examined the flat where Ivan Cantu and Boucher lived. The bloody pants, ammunition, a key to the victim's home, and Kitchen's car were discovered by police after they obtained a search warrant and searched the apartment a second time. On their way from Arkansas, Cantu and Boucher stopped at his ex-girlfriend's residence, where police also discovered Cantu's gun. The gun's magazine contained Cantu's fingerprints, and the barrel contained Mosqueda's blood. Cantu was detained for the murders. Prosecutors used bloodied pants discovered in Cantu's kitchen and an allegedly stolen Rolex as evidence in the trial, claimed the victim killed both his cousin and his fiancée, a nursing student. Ivan's defense attorney did not call any witnesses or provide any proof of his innocence. The prosecution claimed that Cantu killed Kitchen and Mosqueda, who were drug dealers, while attempting to take cash, Mary Jane, and cocaine from his cousin's North Dallas residence. Cantu, who was found guilty in 2001, said that his cousin was killed by a rival drug dealer because they were at odds over money. Cantu and his legal representative contended in court documents that several of the state's principal witnesses, among them one who has since recanted, gave false testimony during the trial. He was scheduled for execution on April 26, 2023, but the warrant was withdrawn as new evidence came to light suggesting he may have been wrongfully convicted and actually framed for the murder by his then-girlfriend. The woman, Amy Boucher, passed away in 2021, and since then, evidence of her involvement came to light. Moreover, after her death, her brother Jeff started to call the prosecutors and lawyers to say that what he claimed at the trial was not true, that he was on drugs and his statements were all lies. The legitimacy of Cantu's conviction was called into question by fresh information that a private investigator discovered. The victim's Rolex watch was found in his home by police, who gave it back to the victim's family not long after the murder, as Cantu's legal team learned in 2019. The police officer who examined Cantu's well-being at his mother's request after learning of his cousin's death filed a document certifying that she had not seen bloody clothes in Cantu's garbage can at that time. Cantu and Boucher were not home during the wellness check as they were in Arkansas. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals ultimately dismissed Cantu's request for a new trial without considering the merits of the claims. 3 of Cantu's jurors were persuaded to join the fight to stop the execution by the new available pieces of evidence. Among them was the panel's foreman, who was concerned that the jury was given an insufficient picture of the case. Cantu's supporters committed themselves to bringing attention to the case. More than 150,000 people signed a petition requesting that his execution date be postponed, and to exerting pressure on Republican Governor Greg Abbott to grant a reprieve. Jenna Bunn, Cantu's 15-year-long legal representative, has made several attempts to convince the court to consider the more recent proof. In January 2024, Bunn submitted an additional request seeking that the court reconsider the ballistic evidence that was utilized to prove Cantu's guilt. Based on their own ballistic studies, independent investigators and specialists decided that there is cause for concern regarding the forensic report presented during the trial. Cantu asked in his clemency petition for a hearing and either a commutation to a life sentence or a 120-day reprieve. Ultimately, the petition was dismissed. Efforts to delay Cantu's execution had received the support of faith leaders, celebrities such as Kim Kardashian and actor Martin Sheen, and U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro and his brother, former U.S. Housing Secretary Julian Castro. On February 28 at 6:26 p.m., Cantu got the lethal injection of pentobarbital. 21 minutes later, he was pronounced dead. He started snoring as a deadly amount of the sedative poured into his system. There was a gasp and a nate snore, and then he stopped moving. Cantu adamantly affirmed his innocence in his final statements. Sister Helen Pregene, his spiritual advisor, silently prayed over him before he made his statement while holding his right hand, which was shackled to the death chamber gurney. These were his last words. "I want you to know that I never killed James and Amy, and if I did, if I knew who did, you would have been the first to know any information. I want you all to know that I don't think that this situation here will bring you closure. If it does, if this is what it takes or have any reservations off in your mind, then so be it." Prior to his death, Cantu expressed gratitude to numerous individuals who provided support in his legal battle, such as his attorney Jenna Bunn and private investigator Matt Duff. Duff created a podcast regarding Cantu's case that raised doubts about certain aspects of his initial trial.
After getting back to Arkansas, Amy told her parents that Ivan had killed James and Amy Kitchen, and the following day she went to the police and gave her statement. And that's the case, the official story in a nutshell, and it does sound about as open and shut as it gets, but here's how quickly it can unravel.
When you look at the state's case, basically, you're looking at Amy Betcher's testimony, and you're looking at the physical evidence, which the state argued linked him to the murder and corroborated Amy's testimony. There was at least an opportunity for other people to have planted that evidence in an attempt to frame Ivan.
All the evidence that was found, the jeans, the socks, the Corvette, the gun, that had all been planted.
Cantu's execution was the first in Texas this year and one of two planned for Wednesday in the United States. A few hours prior, medical personnel had repeatedly failed to locate a vein to place an IV line necessary to provide a fatal injection, leading Idaho authorities to halt serial killer Thomas Eugene Creech's execution. Please hit that subscribe button if you like my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.